Hello, how are you?
¡Venga por mí! ¡Aquí no esperen Miraflores! ¡No hace tarde llegar!
In Havana, Cuba, a somber ceremony unfolded today as the remains of 32 Cuban military officers and intelligence personnel were repatriated from Venezuela. The fallen arrived on January 15th, just 12 days after a U.S. Special Operations raid captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife at their residence in Caracas.
Donald Trump versus Nico Maduro.
Cuban state media and eyewitness accounts describe white-gloved soldiers carrying urns and small sealed containers from the aircraft, followed by a motorcade through rain-soaked streets lined with thousands of mourners. The remains were placed for public viewing at the Ministry of the Revolutionary Armed Forces near Revolution Square, where top leaders, including former President Raul Castro and current President Miguel Diaz-Canel, paid their respects.
There were Cubans who had died as well, defending my country, defending my president, defending a president I voted for in elections that were much cleaner than the ones here. I got very moved, and I was incredibly thankful to the Cubans because it's just another act of solidarity in a very material way.
Cuba officially classifies the deceased as national heroes who were serving under long-standing bilateral security agreements to protect President Maduro's detail. The government declared national mourning and has honored them in a manner reminiscent of past tributes to internationalist fighters. The U.S. military action, dubbed Operation Absolute Resolve, took place in the early hours of January 3rd.
Mira, huevón, durísimo, chamo. Ya vas a ver un incendio, pero...
According to American officials, elite forces, supported by helicopter insertions, precision strikes, and cyber disruption of Venezuelan defenses, extracted Maduro without U.S. casualties. President Trump described it as a decisive blow against alleged drug trafficking networks linked to the Maduro regime. Maduro now faces federal charges in New York.
In what looks like maybe a gray or blue sweatshirt. We saw him a little bit earlier on the image that the president posted, blindfolded and handcuffed, and it appears maybe he's still blindfolded.
Venezuelan interim authorities report at least 23 of their own security personnel killed in the raid, with independent estimates suggesting higher overall casualties, including some civilians. A viral video circulating widely on social media shows small blue containers being carried during the Havana ceremony. Some posts claim the use of prohibited weapons caused extreme fragmentation, leaving only partial remains.
Below 20 hertz. These waves travel through the body and match the resonant frequency of internal organs like the stomach or lungs. High-intensity infrasound can actually cause cavitation, the formation of bubbles in bodily fluids. When those bubbles collapse, they create tiny shock waves that damage tissue. The target feels an intense vibration in their gut, leading to severe nausea and effectively paralyzing them with pain and sickness. Tactically, the reports suggest U.S. forces use this technology as the ultimate force multiplier.
However, mainstream reporting from outlets including the Associated Press, Los Angeles Times, and the New York Times consistently describes the containers as urns, indicating the remains were cremated prior to repatriation, a standard practice in such operations involving blast trauma or logistical challenges. Cuba has condemned the U.S. strikes as unlawful aggression and warned of escalating threats from Washington. The repatriation comes amid heightened tension, with President Trump recently demanding concessions from Havana and suggesting the island could fall without a new arrangement. For now, the ceremony in Havana stands as a powerful symbol of loss and defiance for Cuba, and a stark reminder of the high human cost of the dramatic shift unfolding in Venezuela.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.